primary function of the ecosystem. Cycling of material or matter and flow of energy. The primary function is by the producers, that is grazing food chain, detritus food chain, as well as the parasitic food chain. Tertiary function of the ecosystem. So a series of organism is called as food chain. So what is food chain? Hello my dear students, welcome back to the second session on the chapter ecosystem. Last class we studied about the different types of ecosystem and also we studied about the components of the ecosystem, that is abiotic and the biotic components, isn't it? Today we are going to study about the function of ecosystem. Function of ecosystem is basically two. That is cycling of material or matter and flow of energy. What are the functions? It is cycling of material and flow of energy. How does this actually happen? From the sun, the energy is utilized to prepare food in the process of photosynthesis by producers. So there is a flow of energy as well as the matter is produced here. Once the producers, that is the autotrophs, produce this, it will go to the herbivores, from the herbivores to the carnivores, carnivores to the decomposers, or herbivores directly also can go into the decomposers. So here there is a flow of matter as well as there is a flow of energy also which is happening. Once it goes to the decomposers, it is the matter what is there, it is getting converted to mineral nutrients and coming back again, which is utilized by the producers, isn't it? So this is how the ecosystem actually works. The function is, there is the flow of energy is also there and also the cycling of matter or material also happens. Next we learn about the three different types of function of the ecosystem. First is the primary function. The primary function is by the producers. The producers can make their food themselves by the process of what? I told you all, it is photosynthesis. And this process is called the primary function of the ecosystem. So this is the main function of the ecosystem where the matter is produced by utilizing the energy from the sun. Okay, example, all green plants and trees are there involved in this primary function of the ecosystem. Second is the secondary function. The secondary function, the consumers, that is the animals and humans which cannot prepare their own food, is depending upon the producers for their food as well as their energy. Okay, and this is called as the secondary function of the ecosystem. The last is the tertiary function of the ecosystem. So what is the tertiary function? That is by the decomposers. Once the animals or the plants die, okay, that is the decomposers will come into picture where decomposers attack the dead bodies of the consumers as well as the producers to decompose them into simpler compounds so that during decomposition inorganic nutrients are released back into the soil which can again be used by the producers during the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so examples for the tertiary function, the organisms which is involved in the tertiary functions are the microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, etc. So these are the three main functions of our ecosystem. Next is about the food chain. Now what is food chain? We need to understand. The process of transfer of food from one organism to a series of organisms is called as food chain. So what is food chain? There is a transfer of food, okay, from one organism to series of organisms. We call it as the food chain. The food chain always starts with the plant life. Why exactly it always starts with the plant life? It is because plant is the one which produces food by utilizing the energy from the sun, isn't it? Thus, food chain always starts with the plant life and ends with the animal life. Thus, a food chain is a picture or a model that shows the flow of energy from the autotrophs to the series of organisms in the environment. That you can see here. From the sun, the energy is converted into the food by the producers. From the producers, it will go to the herbivores, the food and energy. Now from the herbivores, it can go to the carnivores as well as the omnivores, that is both food as well as energy, and from there it will go into the decomposers. So I hope you have understood what is the meaning of food chain. What is it? Once again, it is the transfer of food or energy from one organism to series of organisms. We call it as food chain. Food chain always starts with the autotrophs or plants and ends with the animal life. Okay. Next is different types of food chain. How many types of food chain are there? Basically, there are three types of food chain, that is grazing food chain, detritus food chain, as well as the parasitic food chain. So you can see here grazing food chain, detritus food chain, parasitic food chain. Under grazing food chain, there are again two types, terrestrial food chain and aquatic food chain. Aquatic food chain, again there are two types, that is marine food chain and freshwater food chain. Under freshwater, again there are two types, that is standing water food chain and the running water food chain. So there are different types of food chains. Each one we will understand now. Okay. First we have the grazing food chain. Now what is grazing food chain? Grazing food chain always starts with the green plants and goes and ends to the decomposers or the detritus. It goes through herbivores and carnivores. There are two types of grazing food chain, that is terrestrial food chain and the aquatic food chain. So first we will understand what is terrestrial food chain. The food chain that happens on the land, or here the organisms which are there, it is involved or it is there on the land, then we call it as the terrestrial food chain. Okay. Example, grassland food chain, forest food chain, desert food chain, etc. Here I will explain to you all about the grassland food chain. In grassland, the grasses are the ones which are the producers there. So it starts from the producers, grasses. Then, for example, grasshopper feeds on the grass. The grasshopper is eaten up by the frog. The frog is eaten up by the snake, and snake becomes the food for eagles. And then when the eagles die, they go into the decomposers. Correct? So here in this food chain, it started from grasses. Grasses was fed by grasshoppers. Grasshoppers was eaten up by frog. Frog was eaten up by snake. Snake to eagle. And thus from here onwards, there is a continuous flow of food as well as energy. Correct, no? So this is grassland food chain. Then we have the forest food chain. It is simple. Green plants can be eaten up by any herbivore animal. For example, deer I can take. This further can be eaten up by any carnivore like tiger or lion, etc. So this is a simple forest food chain. Okay, so this is examples for what? Terrestrial food chain. Next we have aquatic food chain. The food chain here are slightly different from terrestrial food chain. That is, aquatic food chain happens in the water, that is the aquatic ecosystem. It can be marine or it can be freshwater again. Marine ecosystem is where it happens in the sea or ocean, where the water is salty water. It is not fresh water which is there, isn't it? So the marine food chain examples I can take as seaweeds, which is there, that is the small weeds like algae or any other plants which grows in oceans or seas. Okay, so those weeds are first eaten up by small fishes, then the large fishes, and then the shark or any other larger animals. So this is an example for marine food chain. Okay, next we have the freshwater food chain. Again, freshwater food chain can be of two types, that is running water and standing water. For standing water, we can give example of pond or lake. For running water, we can give the example of stream or river. Okay, so there are two types of freshwater food chain further, but we can give a simple example which can fit into all. That is, phytoplanktons are small algae kind of plants which is there, which is eaten up by zooplanktons. Zooplanktons are little larger animals, but they are not fishes. They are small animals which can be eaten up by the fishes. So zooplanktons. Then we have the small fishes, large fishes, which ultimately can go into man. Okay, so this is the example for freshwater food chain. Okay, so that's about the aquatic food chain. Next we have, again, there are some examples again which I have shown for marine as well as freshwater. Okay, so marine water food chain, I told you all, primary producers what we have, that is small seaweeds or phytoplanktons, what I told. Then we have the primary consumers, that is the zooplanktons. I told you, small animals which is there. And then the secondary consumers, small fishes. Tertiary consumers, larger fishes. And then we have quaternary consumers, which is quite a large animal or a fish like shark, whale, etc. Okay. Then we have freshwater food chain. Again, there are some small phytoplanktons or pondweed which is eaten up by zooplanktons like shrimps. Then it goes to the frog, then again to the fish, or small fishes to the large fishes, etc. So these are the example for marine food chain and freshwater food chain. Okay, next we have the detritus food chain. Now what is the meaning of detritus? Any waste organic matter, if it is present, we call it as detritus. So here the food chain starts with some litter or some waste which is there. Okay, so detritus food chain starts with dead organic matter of any plants and animals and goes to the decomposers through the consumers. Okay, so what happens here? First, for example, if there is any litter, okay, it is eaten up by the earthworm. That is, it can be any small animals. Okay, detritus worms we can call, or earthworms, or simple worms which feed on the dead organic matter, which can be eaten up by consumers like chicken. Chicken can go to the hawk. So this is the detritus food chain, an example for detritus food chain. Or it can be some dead organic matter eaten up by some bugs, and then those bugs or the insects can be eaten up by the birds also. Okay, so that is detritus food chain. One more thing which we need to be very careful with detritus food chain is, it is independent of solar energy, but it is dependent on influx of dead organic matter. Here, this particular food chain is not starting with the producers. If you observe, we do not have any plants here. We do not have any grass or trees or any, it's not starting from the producers here, or it is not dependent on the solar energy. It is actually dependent on the dead organic matter. So once we have the dead organic matter, it is eaten up by some of the decomposers, okay, or small worms or bugs or insects, which further can go into the different consumers, okay. So this is a food chain which does not start with the producers, okay. Next we have the parasitic food chain. Now what is the meaning of parasites? Parasites means which are there on smaller organisms which are dependent on the other organism for their food, okay. Basically, if I tell a bird, okay, which has got some bugs on that, lice or bugs, okay, they are parasites on that bird. Or there may be lice or bugs on any animal, or even in our body we can have some parasites, some worms may be there which is dependent on us for food of theirs, okay. So the parasitic food chain starts with a consumer and then it passes on to the parasites, okay. So what happens is, here the consumers or the producers have parasites on them, okay. Example, you can take trees, okay. First, the trees has got fruit eating birds. On these birds there are lice or bugs, okay. What is it? Tree is there. On the tree the fruit eating birds are dependent. They are eating all the fruits from the tree. On the body of these fruit eating birds there are lice or bugs, okay. Those lice or bugs are dependent on the bird for their food. Then these lice or bugs has also got bacteria, and then it can go to the fungi also, okay. So this is how the food chain is there in the parasites, okay. The parasitic food chain involves host parasite, hyperparasite links. So there are many parasites. Here there is host parasite, and then there can be other linking parasites which is present on one another, okay. So that's about the parasitic food chain. Next we have something called as food web. What is the meaning of food web? When many food chains are interconnected with one another, then we call it as food web, okay. So what is it? In a food web, many food chains are interconnected where different types of organisms are connected at a different trophic levels, so that there are number of options of eating and being eaten at the trophic levels. Okay, so what is it? When many food chains are interconnected, we get a food web. In the food web, there are different options which is available for eating and being eaten up. I'll just explain this with an example. Here you can see corn is eaten up by the grasshopper. Okay, the grasshopper can be eaten up either by the rat or it can be taken up by the frog. Okay, the rat can be either eaten up by the wolf or it can be eaten up by the eagle, or the rat can be even eaten up by the python. The python further can be eaten up by the eagle. Okay, and then the frog again, which is eaten the grasshopper, can again be eaten up by the python, python again to the eagle. See, here you can see there are different levels. The first level you can see all producers are there. Then we have the primary consumers. Then we have the secondary consumers. And then we have the tertiary consumers. And when it comes to the secondary consumers and the primary consumers, they have got different options of eating and getting eaten up also. Here you can see the flowering plants. There are two different flowering plants. Both can be utilized by the butterfly. Butterfly can be eaten up by the frogs or by the dragonfly. Dragonfly further by any small bird. Small bird again to the eagle. Or the frog which ate the butterfly can be eaten up by the eagle. Or the mangoes which is there, we have the fruit flies. There's a small fruit flies you all have seen, the black color one. That can be again eaten up by the dragonfly or by the birds. Birds can be again eaten up by the eagle and the dragonfly again by the birds. So you can see they are very much interconnected and there are a lot of options for eating as well as being eaten up by different organisms. Okay, so we have many food chains which is interconnected with one another you will get a food web. So I hope you have understood what is the meaning of food web. So I hope you have understood today's class. It's a short class in which you have understood about the food chain as well as food web and also about the functions of the ecosystem. Thank you, my dear children. Stay tuned for more updates.